Welcome back to Spotlight. I have with me Miss Stacy Stout James, Miss Rochelle Smith, and Dr. Virginia Rebane. Good night. Y'all engaged in some funny stuff. I was looking at the commercial and about that's part of the Incredible Race.
Yes, it is.
That's jokey. So we're gonna talk. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. And we're going to talk about this incredible race. Now, first of all, May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
That's correct.
And what is this incredible race intended to do?
Approximately 4 years ago, Mental Health got together, the staff, the team, we got together and we decided that we wanted to involve the community a bit more than our usual workshops and presentations. And what we started off with was a fun day for kids. And 2 years ago, we said that we wanted to expand this fun day and make it something exciting for adults. So I said to my staff, I was watching the show that our race is loosely based on, The Amazing Race. And I said that would be something fun and interesting to do. And they looked at me cross-eyed like, lady, you're crazy. That's not possible. And I said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the Incredible Race. And so we started scouting out potential sites and challenges for our potential teams. And before you know it, we had a fully comprehensive team filled with mental and physical challenges. And we had 9 teams that registered and competed almost to the death for first prize. So it was a wonderful inaugural experience, and we are excited to be doing it again.
So what happens in this race?
Okay.
And how does it bring awareness to the plight of persons with mental challenges?
Well, that's a good question. Every year, May's Mental Health Month has a theme. This year's theme is Mind Your Health. And basically, we're pushing the concept to the community that you don't have any health without your mental health. So if you're not taking care of your mental well-being, it doesn't matter how physically healthy you are, there's no health without mental health. We also want to present to the community a lot of research and data that tells us that when we're not doing optimally mentally, it causes challenges with our physical selves, such as obesity, which we were just talking about, depression, anxiety, interpersonal difficulties. There's a whole plethora of disorders, challenges that go hand in hand with mental illness. So we really want the community to make it a health habit to take care of themselves mentally as well as physically.
Okay. And this incredible race is going to help you to relax and expend energy and become adjusted, reduce some stress.
Well, the idea is, they're teams of 4, and they could have any kind of pre-existing relationship, whether they're co-workers, families, friends join together. And the whole idea is by them working together, putting the collective resources together, sharing the challenge together, supporting one another, building camaraderie, that it would lead to stronger relationships and better mental wellness.
Okay, that sounds cool. All right. And let me ask you, Rochelle, how you get with this group? You are mild-mannered, talented singer, artist extraordinaire.
Thank you.
How do you get mixed up in this with these people?
I've asked myself that question a couple times, to be honest with you. No, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I have some adventurous friends, and I think it was Stacy that, brought the idea, let's get involved and let's do this. I mean, it took a little bit of convincing, on my part. But, once we got into it, I really enjoyed it. As Dr. Rebane said, it built team spirit. We had a lot of fun together that day. So it's outside my box, but it was an
Well,
interesting experience.
it's good. I know Tracy is a hoodlum, so I know that she will be involved in these kind of operations. I'm just joking.
You are.
But I want the audience, the viewing audience, to see what happens in this race because it seems like a lot of fun. But men could be on a team.
Absolutely, we had men on the team.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see. Let's check it out. Let's go to the clip and see what's happening with the incredible race.
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, what's going on there, Dr. Rabin? Let's look really excited.
So what the clips highlighted was the initial search for the clues. So each leg of the race, the teams get a clue that they have to decode and figure out to take them to the next challenge site. What we're looking at here is the water challenge at UBS Dive Shop. The teams had to kayak themselves around a predetermined course. This is my favorite leg of the race because it had in the most hijinks.
The most hijinks?
Yes. As you can see, the girls...
Accident prone.
Right.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It was 2, you had to qualify, register 2 members before you found out what the challenge was. And once you register your team members, you can't switch out members. So the 2 people who were designated to go out, they must complete the challenge. As you could see, it is a lot more difficult than it
So
looks.
y'all bumping into people's boats.
Pretty much.
I remember this one specifically because we had a very difficult time. My partner and I, which was my cousin Sorby, getting coordinating the what do they call them?
The oars.
The oars. So we had to eventually recite left, right, so that we can figure out because when I turned left, she was turning right, and the boat was just spinning round and round, and we were hitting the boats. But it was fun. My most difficult time I remember in this course was getting back out of the boat. I don't have a very strong upper body. So I had a very difficult time trying to get back up on top the patio there, but
The dock.
yes, the dock.
Okay. So people register for the race. So how do you become a part of this event?
What you do, we have been sending out applications to various organizations, offices, the corporate community, and anybody can come into mental health after seeing Spotlight tonight and request an application. There is a registration fee. And there are other aspects to the competition. For example, best costume, best decorated car, best team name. So when teams register, they're going to get the rules, the general rules of the game that basically tells them what type of supplies they need to bring, what our expectations are in terms of them being licensed drivers, adhering to all road rules, and basically having as much fun as humanly possible.
So when is the date of the race?
The race is May 17th. Teams are asked to assemble at the Noah Lloyd Park at 7 a.m. We're still having the fun day for the kiddies, which will commence at 11 a.m. And, you know, people can come out and cheer on their favorite team. And it's going to be a really, really exciting day.
So the race starts at 7:30.
The race starts at 7 a.m. Judging
7
begins
a.m.
at 7 a.m.
At 7 a.m. And then the fun day starts for the kids starts at 11.
That's correct.
Okay, and that is on what date?
May 17th.
May 17th. And that's a Saturday?
That's correct.
That's a Saturday in the morning in the Noel Lloyd Park.
Mm-hmm.
So those are basically, that's the activities for the mental health awareness week.
And we will also be, throughout the month of May, we will also be going out to schools and organizations, providing workshops and seminars about issues of mental health and wellness, and really encouraging the community to take care of themselves.
So the race starts in the park, and it goes what road?
It's a secret.
Oh, you don't
You have to figure out the clue.
Oh
so you
my
don't know.
goodness.
So you don't know. That's you say.
Go Stacy!
I am mortified.
Really? Seriously. Seriously. Yeah. That's
I
you.
think you look great.
That's you. That's you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And people can call the social development department, or who they
You can
call.
call Community Mental Health
Health.
at 852-7670. That's 852-7670 if they're interested in participating.
Okay. Now, we have a couple of minutes remaining. Is there anything that you want to get in that I forgot to ask you as far as promoting the incredible race is concerned?
Well, we have had wonderful sponsorship from our corporate community, but we're sending out the call to other partners who may not have herald or call for help if they want to be a part of this very noble endeavor. They can also give us a call at 852-7670. All proceeds are going towards the mental health program to assist us with helping the most vulnerable in our community.
Okay. How is the most vulnerable in our community doing? How are mental health patients doing? I mean, you know, I've seen mental health persons who appear to have mental challenges, because I'm not a technician in this area, so I can't say what they have. But you know, they walk in the streets. They seem some of them seem unkempt. They're begging for money. What aspect are you dealing with? You wait for them to come in, or are we dealing with those on the streets? Or we begin to the community is becoming increasingly concerned about those persons and their well-being. How are we managing those types of things?
I think that to make a general statement would be misleading, because you really have to deal with it on a case-by-case basis. I think that as our population continues to grow and our resources become more and more limited, what we're going to see is persons who are most vulnerable, who can't cope with the stressors of daily living, perhaps developing mental illnesses or disorders, or turning to substance abuse as a way of coping. And I think that if we're to think holistically and toward the future, we're going to have to do some serious planning in order to be able to accommodate not only the persons that are visible to us now, but the individuals who are invisible to us but are suffering. At Community Mental Health, we try our very best to meet our mandate, which is providing health care and intervention. We're a health agency, and when we are called upon, we try to provide the best care humanly possible. One of the things I will say is that we can't be everything to everybody, and so we have to focus on our mandate, which is providing care and intervention to those who require it.
Now, normally we see the extreme cases and of mental illness, but there is a spectrum.
Of course.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about the spectrum, because I might be sitting here talking to you and think that I'm perfectly mentally well, and no one is able to tell that, you know, I I don't sleep, I eat all kinds of bad foods, and around midnight, I turn into a real monster. And then in the morning, I get up and I'm fine.
You're like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you get the picture.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So talk to us a little bit about the spectrum, so that, and what services are available, because I think it's important for me to come in and say to the mental health department, listen, I don't sleep, in the middle of the night I go crazy, and then I'm fine in the morning. I need to control that. How do we talk about it? How do we work with that?
For you. No, I'm just kidding. I think that's a very good question. I think we do have to look at mental health and well-being on a continuum from mild to severe. I think that very often people are experiencing symptoms of a potential mental health issue, but because we're not aware. For example, stress. I always say that stress is a silent killer. And what people don't recognize is that the body adjusts to stress until you're dead or something untoward happens. So not being able to sleep at night, eating poorly, not being able to concentrate, not having the motivation and the energy to do the things that you used to do previously, being irritable all the time, worrying, constant worrying, being fearful all the time. These would be good indicators that you're not coping with life's challenges the way that you should. What I have found, I've been in the service now for the last 11 years, and what I have found is that people in this territory have gotten more savvy about their mental health. And I want to commend that, and I think we could do even better. But now people are more aware of when they're not doing well, and they seek services before it becomes something more severe.
Is the stigma being reduced? Are we being able to help diminish the stigma? Because I might want to come to talk to you or to talk to a psychiatrist or some professional about my situation, but I don't want people to know, Adrian, he got a mental problem, and even though if it's not a big problem, or even a little problem, just the fact that I'm going to see a counselor, or I'm going to see a psychiatrist or somebody in the mental profession, the mental health profession, fearful of what the community might say or what the reaction in my environment might be.
I think the stigma and discrimination has reduced. It's not gone. We still have a few pockets of areas where it lingers, like a bad odor, but we at Community Mental Health are working really hard to make it fashionable to be mentally well. And I think that the community has seen our efforts, and that's why we do the Incredible Race, and that's why we do the Fun Days, so that people see that I really don't have two heads and four eyes, and that
you might have four eyes.
I might.
I'm just joking.
Yeah. But I think that people are more I think it's just necessity now. I think life has gotten so difficult that we really don't have a choice. So we're going to either do something.
You need to talk to somebody, right?
You're either going to do something or you're not.
Yeah.
But I think that we have, not to be cliche, come a long way, baby. And the fact that we could put on something like the Incredible Race and get such overwhelming support from the community speaks to the decrease in the stigma and discrimination.
From a social services perspective, Stacey, what support services are we offering our persons who have challenges, regardless of where they are in the spectrum?
Well, we at Social Development Department, we support. We see Community Mental Health as our sister agency, but individually at Social Development, we offer parenting enrichment classes for parents who might be having a difficult time. Those parenting classes can be court-ordered. We don't like that they are, but we also have opportunities for persons to volunteer for those classes. Outside of that, we have the Big Brother, Big Sister program that persons can get involved with. If they're having challenges with their children, they can volunteer their children. Of course, we would encourage them to have discussions with their children first, and encourage persons in the community who might have some spare time on their hands to volunteer and become a Big Brother or Big Sister within a program. We also have, through community development, We have our Spotlight program. Persons who might not have completed their high school diploma, they can access that service, and we would assist them in receiving employment and putting other support services in place for them so that they don't find themselves being overwhelmed and stressed.
I wonder.
we have-
I'm sorry. I wonder about the persons on the higher end of the spectrum, and I'm saying higher end meaning who are obviously having severe challenges, mental challenges, and I wonder, how they eat, where they bathe, how they sleep, what basic necessities are provided for them. Do you have anything in that way? Can they go someplace to get a bath? Can they go someplace to get some food? Can they, anything that...
Most of those persons that you see access services through our public assistance program scheme. Monthly, they receive food grants. Some of those persons, we have the senior citizens program, and some of those persons access food through that program as well, where they can go in and get a hot meal. There are community members that offer soup kitchens within our community, and we would line them up with those persons, and they could, assist them with getting assistance there. And of course, like I said originally, we work with community mental health. So if they're in a crisis at any time and they need services, we would work with them to access the services, to get them the services that they need.
Okay. Any of you know of any plan afoot to have a home somewhere where the persons that we see walking around on the street can have some consistent shelter, for lack of a better word, where they know, well, when it's time to go indoors, whether it's because it's late or because of the elements, I have a place to go where I can sit and relax, or I can be medicated, be taken care of. Is anybody know of any plan afoot to deal with the persons with those extreme mental challenges from that perspective?
Well, I think the idea of a home is a very simplistic notion, and it doesn't encompass the complexity of the social issues that may be facing someone that we assume is homeless. What we have been discussing is tiered levels of housing, because not everybody that we see who may appear to have mental challenges has the exact same presentation. But sometimes, even with the best intent, you build a home, but they refuse to go in it. So, it's not as simple as just building a structure and herding people into it and saying, okay, well, nightfall, you got to go in here. Because I know of cases where homes have been built through the generosity of the government or service organizations, family members, and when presented with the home, the persons don't want to live in it. So I think that it has to be a tiered approach, and as I said earlier, unfortunately we have to look at it as a case-by-case basis, because not every case is the same. But we do recognize that there is a need, and there have been discussions at the ministerial level what would be the most effective way to deal with this growing burden. And remember, it's not just the people that we're seeing on the street, but it's also the potentially homeless, those people who live paycheck to paycheck, and if they miss a paycheck, they're in trouble, right?
So it's a big, broader, general social issue that we need to
Yes.
deal with from a holistic perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you all very much
You're welcome. Thank you for having
for
us.
hanging out with me. Let's go over the incredible race one more time. How to get in touch with you to be a participant?
Telephone number 852-7670. They can call and request the application package, or they can walk into Community Mental Health and have one presented to them.
Okay, and where is Community Mental Health located now?
for now in the Glancina George
Oh,
building.
it's still there.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
still there. But we'll be moving soon. But we're still located
You'll
at
be
the
you'll be moving to the New People's.
hospital.
Okay,
Yes.
so you're in that. That's a transition.
Right, we're
in the transition
transitioning now. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Cool. That's good. Anything I left out? You want to encourage anybody to come down, Rochelle?
It's a great experience. Honestly, it is, and I would encourage teams. Your family members,
your team
friends,
together.
put a team together, and
It's a team of 4.
Yes.
I think you should put a team together, Cromwell.
Well, let's not discuss that. We have time to discuss that. now.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going to turn the clock.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm not committing. It sounds like a good idea, but I'm not committing.
I really would like again to add to Rochelle.
And say that I would encourage persons to join. We got together like a week before, and I begged Dr. Rubin to allow us in. I think we were the last team to register.
You absolutely were.
And
Is there a deadline?
Yes.
Yes.
And I don't have it off the top of my head.
I think
now.
it's tomorrow. But
Yes.
I'm sure you could call in.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we, and we had a discussion going on WhatsApp, and we, planned everything and strategized and everything. And we, now and again, we would just remember, all the experiences that we had, both fun, not so fun, some embarrassing, but, we had a really good time together as golf friends. And, we're looking forward to joining again this year. And last year we came in second, but we're going for the jugular this year.
Okay. What are the prizes?
Oh, the prizes are very exciting this year. Like I said, our corporate community has been very good.
A weekend for 2?
For 2, it has to be for 4.
It has to be
Weekend for
for
4. Well, yeah,
4.
weekend for 4 at the nice resort someplace. No, I'm just joking.
We have always had wonderful response from the moorings. The winning team last year had a day sail for 12, so they had a party on a boat. I think these girls went to Little
now I'm
Dick's.
thinking about putting a team together.
Yes, these girls went to Little Dick's. I mean, fabulous prizes, spa packages. We had jewelry from Mia Moore. I mean, we have some good
That's
prizes.
some good prizes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Give mental health a call.
Yes.
And become a part of a team. Thank you very much for being
Thank
on
you for
Spotlight.
having us.
Yes, it's great. It's great. We're gonna take a break for a word from our sponsor. We're gonna come back with Mr. Robert Pitcher. He's a publisher out of Barbados, and we're gonna be talking about Caribbean integration, single market economy, free movement of people, the whole cultural connection that we don't seem to get as Caribbean people, and perhaps how we could help to come together, and the importance of unity. Keep it locked. Spotlight will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.